Hello, this is what I was telling you. As I promised last time, I told you that I'm going to talk about these operating system individually. So today I want to share with you some information about Tails operating system. Now, Tails operating system is a very important operating system in that it guards you against surveillance and censorship if you are online. Most of it is used to access dark web. Now, dark web is the part of internet that is not indexed by search engines, and it is accessible only through specialized browsers such as the Onion router. It is often associated with illegal activities such as drug trafficking, hacking, and sales of stolen data. That is information that is there in the public domain. You can find it from the internet. And therefore, Tails operating system is actually designed to help you navigate that terrain, the terrain of dark web. It has different features incorporated into it. One of them is being anonymous. There is the aspect of privacy, and there is also security, and also one of the major feature of Tails operating system is that it is portable, because you can install it and use it from a flash disk. And therefore, I want to point out ways in which you can be able to do this, and later on we'll be able to install this operating system into a flash and see how it works. So we need to know that the name Tails is actually an acronym which stands for the Amnesiac Incognito Live System. So it is a privacy focused operating system that runs from a flash disk or external device. It is designed to protect your privacy by automatically routing your internet traffic through the Onion router network, encrypting your data and wiping all the traces of your activity from the computer when you shut it down. So it is important to have that with you. Now, having stated that, it is important that we look at this operating system from this perspective. One, it will be able to protect you against those praying eyes. So it is upon you to decide what you're going to use this operating system for, but it's there to protect you in dark web. So that is the reason why it was created. Now, just to point out a few things from the homepage, is that it is a portable operating system able to guard you or to protect you against surveillance and censorship. It helps you avoid surveillance, censorship, advertising, and viruses. Your computer is secure anywhere, and you don't need to carry your computer with you. You can borrow a computer and use it because you carry the operating system in the flash. There is also digital security toolbox which allows you to use specific applications and to handle sensitive documents and communicate that information securely. And another thing is that this operating system is a free software. You can download Tails for free and independent of security researchers. Tails is based on Debian, GNU, and Linux. So those are basically the licenses on which this operating system operates from. So it is important to know that. So it is a open source operating system that you can use. They also tell you who among the community can use this. Maybe there are people outside there whose work is to demand accountability from the government of the day, people like activists and general human elements who are agitating for accountability. And that is something that all of us should always agitate for. We should always demand accountability from our leaders. Having said that, the activists who want to hide the source of information or where they're getting the information from, they can use this operating system just to keep safe from the preying eye of government. We've seen how government has been dealing with people nowadays. Journalists also, who are there to inform us of what is going on, what is happening, they can also use tales to hide and to protect their sources. You, a person who is just interested in finding out what is going down within the dark web as it is, you can use this operating system. So having said that, uh, let's look at the how Tails work. How does it work? So there are a few things that we need to know. So the first and the foremost is that Tails leaves no trace on the computer. Apart from that, Tails also leaves no trace on the internet, and also it is a software for free. So those are the basic things that we need to understand from Tails. On the first subject, which is leaving no trace on the computer, you're secure everywhere. Your computer is secure everywhere. To use Tail, you usually shut down your computer and restart your computer using the flash installed. So with that, you are secure anywhere. There's also the amnesia aspect, where Tails get its name from. Tails allow you to start from the same clean state, and everything you do disappear automatically when you shut the computer down. So with that elements of amnesia. There's persistent storage. You can save some of your files and configuration in an encrypted persistent storage on the flash disk, that is if you choose to. So you have to encrypt your information for security reasons. There is also digital security box, which, as I stated earlier, allows you to use ready to use applications which are configured to help you work with sensitive document and communicate the content of those files securely to whoever you want to receive the information. Another thing on matters not leaving traces on the internet, yeah, it does this because it is based on the onion router, which has got 3 layers or 3 relays. So whatever your computer is using, or your computer, the information you are getting from dark web has to go through 3 routers before it gets to you. And as you also communicate to or seek information from dark web, whatever your search requests or your digital footprints have to go, or the data that you are channeling to the dark web will have to go through these relays. And with that, somehow you are protected from prying eyes of the internet or of the interweb. So it is important to know that. Yeah, another thing is that it is a free software, so transparency to build trust is there. That is the reason why we have open source, is basically to build a vibrant community where people are transparent and are able to share information to build the community. The next thing is how to install this operating system. So the first thing is to know that for you to install Tails, there are a number of ways. There are actually 4 ways stipulated here, as you can see, in which you can install Tails into your flash disk. One, you can use Windows, where you are going to need a software like a software we call Berliner Etcher. You can install it using Mac OS. You can install it on using your Linux. You can also use the terminal. So all these ways are documented here. So you pick or you choose which one you want to use. Personally, because my computer is running Windows and it is the one that I'm using right now to share with you this information, so I'm going to use Windows. So the first thing is to download Tails from here. So you just click download, then you'll be given the link to download. So once you click this part, the download will commence automatically. Thereafter, after the download is complete, or after the download is done, you come and verify the software. So you verify if your file is okay. Some or one of the reason why we usually verify softwares nowadays is because sometimes during the download process, one or two things might happen, like maybe your computer crashes, and or even the network crashes at some point and you are not able to download your files continuously. So you may end up with corrupt files. So the only reason to know exactly that what you downloaded is okay is when you verify. So after verifying, you can go to step 3. So I've already downloaded my file. It is here. It is here with me in the computer. So I have it in one of my internal drives, as you will learn later. So after that, you can go to install from Windows. So you click here. So when you come to this part of installing from Windows, you will need things. You'll need a USB stick, you'll need an operating system, which is Windows 7 or later. The operating RAM for your computer should be at least 2 GB, and the operating system should be 64-bit, or the system or your computer system should be able to support 64-bit operating system. There are other options. You can install this when you are, or run this, or install it in your phone. But these are the steps. You download Tails, you verify, like I've been able to verify mine. You download Belina Etcher, you install it in your computer. And there's one thing I've been able to notice with Belina Etcher: if you're using the latest one in Windows, you'll encounter some problems. So the best way is only to go and download older versions, and it will work well. After verification, you go straight away into installing the Tails operating system into your flash disk in this manner. So the first thing is you to run the program as administrator. Then you'll come here. So the first thing is you click flash from a file. So we need to select that file we had downloaded, then click open. Good. Then here you come and select the USB, your flash disk. So mine is called vendor core product code USB device 31.5 GB. And you click select, and now you proceed and click flash, and then you wait for the process to take place to its logical conclusion. So you just wait for it. Then once you're done writing this operating system into the flash disk, we said from this part that you restart on your Tails USB drive. So you restart your computer on that USB drive, right? So there are quite a number of things you need to know. If you need any kind of information about Tails, you can come to documentation. Under documentation, there you have the general information about system requirements, about warning Tails is safe but not magic, right? So you have things like general information. This is very important. So what are the system requirements? So Tails work on most PC computers that are less than 10 years old. Some older Mac computers with Intel processor it can run. So Tails does not work on newer Mac computers with Apple's processor M1 and M2, smartphones or tablets, Raspberry Pi. Tails might not work on some older computers, for example, if they don't have 2 GB RAM. Some newer computers, for example, if their graphic card is incompatible with Linux. So you have NVIDIA or AMD Radeon cards. So those are some of the basic information you need to have with you, or you need to understand. So details hardware requirements. So a USB stick of 8 GB minimum or recordable DVD. You can also record it or have it written on a DVD. All the data on the USB stick or DVD is lost. Installing Tails. So you should know, if you had a flash disk, like the flash disk I'm using right now to write or to have the Tails in, anything that was in that flash will be erased and I will not have it anymore, or I will not have them after writing Tails into that flash disk. So that is important to know. So the ability to start from USB or DVD. So need device. Yeah, so those are some of the particular information you need to have. Yeah, there is how you can download it in Windows, how you can download it in Mac. So from here you can be able to find your way and support in using this operating system. Most of the time we usually install softwares without going through the documentation to understand the basic or minimum requirements of that particular or that particular software that you are installing. Now, in every operating system that we'll talk about, there is always the documentation part, and part of the information that is highlighted here is the requirements, right? So before you embark on installing the software into your computer, the first thing you need to know is the basic requirements for that particular software. So what is the memory required to run the software? What is the minimum memory storage space the program you are trying to install will occupy on the hard disk? So you can go through this documentation and get to know how you can be able to work with that. So Tail has been successfully written on my flash disk. So this is how it looks like after complete. Good.